Retirement planning is one of the things that everyone talks about, but when it comes down to the details, things can get a little, well, let's just say tricky. Today, we're diving into one of the hottest debates in the world of personal finance, retirement account conversions, specifically converting your traditional IRA or 401k into a Roth IRA. Now, you've probably heard a lot of people shouting from the rooftops that converting a Roth is the best move that you can make for retirement. And sure, there are some very compelling reasons why they say that. But here's the thing. It may not always be the best move for you, which is the greatest part about personal finance. It's personal. If you are planning on retire early, let me explain how this could be the case. Let's dive in.
Welcome to the Financial Mirror. Where future success is reflected in our knowledge of fixing the one thing we can control, ourselves.
Welcome to the Financial Mirror, and thanks for joining me today as we continue to work to improve the one thing that we can control, ourselves. Here at the Financial Mirror, it is not about the numbers and spreadsheets alone, but about transforming and educating you on money so that you can make smarter financial decisions. If this is the first time you are joining in, don't forget to hit subscribe on YouTube to be notified of all the new episodes as they release. If you're listening to this on Rumble, don't forget to like the video and follow the channel. And if you are on a podcast platform of your choice, don't forget to like and subscribe to the podcast. Now, when it comes to retirement, we all want to make the smartest moves. And there's very good reason why. Because you are retired, and that could be because you can no longer work, or because maybe you just don't want to work. You've devoted a lot of years of your life to this trade, this work life, and now you just want to relax, just enjoy this thing called retirement. So we all want to make the smartest moves, but we get kind of overwhelmed with the amount of information that's out there. And specifically when it comes to converting to a Roth IRA. And I'm honing in on this because of the simple fact that if you look this up, there is a very good consensus around everyone that says convert your Roth IRA or convert your traditional 401k and IRA to Roth. And, you know, I can agree on most situations. Now, but the thing is that, as I said in the intro, personal finance is personal. So is it always the right decision? So today I want to introduce a topic that may be a little controversial to the simple, let's just convert all of our traditional retirement accounts to Roth and life goes on. Roth IRAs are definitely praised for tax-free growth, for tax-free withdrawals, all of these things in retirement, which are phenomenal. However, I do want to talk about how in very few situations, but when converting a Roth might not be the best move for you in your retirement years, particularly those that may be considering retiring a little early or wanting to figure out how they may just be able to access these retirement funds a little bit easier. So I'll get into more on this later, but I do want to say this. Converting is not just this one size fits all. And a quick Google search will show you that. It's very straightforward. So why is the Roth IRA such a popular choice? Why does everyone tell you, hey, convert to a Roth IRA? So let's start there. Let's start with breaking down the very basics of understanding Roth conversion. So the first thing is Roth accounts in general are considered tax advantageous. Like they benefit you in terms of taxes, meaning you're going to pay taxes on the money now versus later, right? So you're going to, whatever your tax rate is now, that's what you're going to pay the taxes on this money. And then it's going to withdraw or it's going to grow tax-free and you will be able to withdraw tax-free, right? So beauty, it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. And converting it from traditional to Roth allows you to go ahead and pay those taxes because the traditional accounts are foregoing the taxes. pushing the taxes out until you actually withdraw and take the income, and then you get taxed on it like normal ordinary income. So a Roth IRA conversion is a simple movement of assets from a traditional style account to a Roth account. Okay. More and more people, we used to say that it was just like a Roth IRA, but now you're getting more and more companies that are doing like Roth 401ks, which is phenomenal. But the whole premise, the whole benefit of it lies in the whole tax now, tax free later mantra. Okay. So here's the thing. Contributions to a Roth are made with those after tax dollars, meaning you're going to pay the taxes now, and then you're going to draw later tax free. So imagine if you contributed like $100,000 today and it grows to $500,000 by retirement. In a Roth, you won't pay taxes on anything when you take any of that $500,000 because you paid taxes on the capital before it went in. So hopefully that all makes sense. Hopefully I described that well. But there's other benefits as well. Think about the withdrawal benefits. And I've done an episode on talking about required minimum distributions. Unlike traditional accounts, Roth IRAs don't have requirement minimum distributions, meaning you're not forced to withdraw. The government puts certain stipulations on retirement accounts that are the traditional style retirement account, because you have not paid taxes on that money. Meaning they want you to start withdrawing that money because they want you to pay the taxes on it. It's income to them, right? So that's kind of that whole piece behind why traditional accounts are they have that certain premise for the required minimum distributions, but Roth do not. So there is no forcing you to take money out once you reach a certain age. None of that. So you can leave the money in the Roth to grow as long as you want. There are rules for if you pass and that money gets handed down, but needless to say, as long as you're living, you don't have to pull it out. Okay. So these are just two of the major benefits. And given those benefits, you might wonder why I would not want to convert a Roth right away. Right? Because the faster you convert it, the faster it starts growing tax-free. The faster you have that ability to not have requirement minimum distributions. Okay. So I want to preface this whole thing by telling you, I'm not saying that converting to Roth is a bad idea. It is a great idea in most cases. But today I kind of just want to explore, this deal when a Roth conversion might not be ideal, right? And there's a few things. There's a few reasons why a Roth IRA, a Roth conversion might not be ideal. And the first one is there is an immediate tax impact. So when you convert a traditional IRA or 401k to Roth, the amount you convert is added to your taxable income for the year. This could push you into a higher tax bracket and leads you to a substantial tax bill. So just for an example, if you're in the 24% tax bracket and you convert $100,000, you would be looking at an additional $24,000 in taxes that year. And that could have been money you could have saved, invested, and grown, right? So that's the immediate reason why, or immediate time that it wouldn't be ideal. And that's not saying that, and that one's not saying that it's not ideal to convert it, but maybe you need to adjust how much so that you can strategically convert and not impact your tax bill too much, or convert up to the point of pushing you into a new tax bracket, staying where you're at. Because if you get pushed into the new tax bracket, that does change. Like, if it's not like all of your income is now going to be taxed at the new tax bracket, just know that. But anyways, if you get pushed into the new tax bracket, it's not the worst thing, but it is, you still would love to have it taxed at a lower rate. So anyways, that's the first reason. Second thing is, the 5-year waiting period on conversion. So after converting funds to a Roth IRA, you must wait 5 years before you can withdraw those converted funds without a penalty. This rule can only complicate things if you need to access the funds sooner. So you can convert at 50 and plan to retire at 55. You wouldn't be able to touch the money until without penalties until like 60. So if you kind of have that 5-year waiting period on money. So anyways, you need to make sure that you are anticipating that 5-year waiting period. You don't want to be penalized for touching that money. So if you plan to retire, the other piece is impact on early retirement, and that's really the basis of my episode today. But if you plan to retire before 59 and a half, you may need to access your retirement funds without penalties. And Roth IRAs offer penalty-free withdrawals of contributions converted. But the thing about them that makes it special is the converted amounts must still adhere to that 5-year rule. So if you retire at 50 and the 5-year wait needs to happen, that allows you to kind of think through strategically how can you access those funds by, let's say, like 55. So here's how this kind of works, and this is what the whole premise of the episode is to talk about this thing and introduce this thing called a Roth Conversion Ladder. And early retirement is where that really can be beneficial. And so that kind of brings us to what is this strategy, and particularly how can it be useful for people that are wanting to retire early. So I do want to cover the Roth Conversion Ladder really quick and let you know that this is just an opportunity for you to start to think about other ways to bridge retirement, especially if you want to retire early and the money's there and you're like, well, I'm only working because I can't withdraw money till 59 and a half. That's who this episode's for. Or those people that are on this FIRE movement and they're like, yep, I worked for an employer, I did my matching, I did all these things, and now I want to access that money early. Here's just some opportunities for that. So the Roth Conversion Ladder involves converting these small little portions of your traditional IRA or 401k to Roth IRA over years, right? So you would like to start this sooner rather than later, right? But after each conversion, you wait 5 years and then you withdraw the converted amounts penalty free. Right. So let's say you converted $10,000 from traditional to Roth in 2024, you convert another $10,000 in 2025 and so on. Starting in 2029, you can withdraw the $10,000 that you converted in 2024, right? Because you paid the taxes. So it grew for 5 years tax free, and then you withdraw it without penalties or taxes, right? See how that kind of works? So you can start converting. Now, this strategy, and that's really it. That's the basis of it. It's a ladder, right? Like you go one step at a time. So you convert 10,000, then you convert another 10,000, then you convert another 10,000, and that number's arbitrary. Like you can say, I converted 1,000, then I converted another 1,000, then I converted another 1,000. Like pick the number, but in 5 years, you can withdraw that money. So that's how that whole thing works. The idea here is that you can get that out of that tax advantaged fund, or get that out of the tax advantage fund, or get that out of the retirement account and start to use that as a bridge for upcoming for kind of like that to get you to retirement years or whatever that case is. But that's just a way, right? A lot of people want to tap into retirement accounts for a multitude of reasons. I would tell you that it's never really beneficial to tap into the retirement account unless you're actually using it for retirement. And if you are retiring early, I just pre-warn you, have a plan in place. Like all of this should be planned out. Like you should know exactly how much you're converting. You should know exactly how much you're withdrawing. You should already have talked to your tax advisor, tax expert to make sure that everything is set up appropriately. Pay the fees to sit down with someone to make sure this is all planned out perfectly and you know what you're doing. Don't just say, I'm retiring early and I'm going to do that thing that he talked about, that Roth Conversion Ladder, and I'm going to, don't do that. Put put a plan together and know from the year you say I'm retiring until the year that you actually retire that you have a complete plan of how you're going to do it, how you're going to accomplish it. So don't just jump into it. But anyways, this whole conversion ladder where you convert, let's say 10,000, and then the next year you convert another 10,000, and then 5 years after you converted the first 10,000, you're able to withdraw it, right? This strategy allows people to retire and access funds before 59 and a half without the 10% penalty, and it can kind of provide that steady income during early retirement, or you could just, it could be that bridge account. So if you retire at 45, by starting the ladder at 40, you can begin withdrawing those funds at 45, and you can create that bridge for that later retirement year. So the key to this, and I touched on this a little bit earlier, but the key to this is strategic planning. To successfully implement this, it requires very careful planning around the timing of the conversions, the monitoring of tax brackets, the paying of those tax bills, all that. So only convert amounts that keep you within that lower tax bracket each year to minimize the tax impact, because they're great. Roth conversion ladders are great. And you're probably like, well, why would you said converting is bad. Well, what I'm saying is that if a lot of the sales strategy, so the goal of this episode is not to say that conversions are awful, right? Because you need to convert to make this whole thing work. To make a Roth conversion ladder work, you need something to convert to Roth, right? The problem, though, is that with the introduction of more and more Roth 401ks, you're not able to take on this strategy exactly, right? You need that traditional money. You need that money to do this whole conversion ladder, right? You need something to be converted to Roth. So all of that's to say that that's kind of the reason for this. Now, if you have no intentions of, retiring early, you have no intentions of any of these types of events, you have no intentions, or you don't really care, you want to go ahead and get the tax-free growth from start to finish, and I would want to pay all the taxes on my retirement money now, go for it. Use a Roth. Invest in your Roth 401k. This isn't for everyone, but there are people that could use this, and that's the reason why not many people know about it, and that's the reason why I wanted to talk about it today. So why is Roth? So the thing is conversion ladder is a powerful tool. We know that. It's not without its challenges, and it may not be suitable for everyone. Like I said, please talk to a tax advisor before you go take on any of this. Make sure that you're setting yourself up for success. But let's consider some other reasons why a different approach could be better for your situation. So I do want to talk about each person's financial situation is unique, and I've said that a multitude of times this episode. But factors like income, expected retirement age, future tax rates, all those things can influence whether a Roth conversion is actually beneficial, such as like a high income earner nearing retirement would not benefit very much from a conversion. Someone in a lower tax bracket with tons of working years ahead of them may benefit from a conversion, right? Like, it's very specific to the person. It's very specific to the person and the timing in their life and all those things. Like, if you're 58, why would you convert the money? Why not just wait a year, withdraw it, and pay the taxes on it? It's the same thing, right? Like, sure, okay. Oh, you missed a year of tax-free growth. Okay, cool. You pay taxes on it. I don't know if you're going to get that much out of it for converting it. So anyways, it may not be suitable for people like that. But another thing is kind of this whole idea of combining accounts. So rather than focusing solely on Roth conversions, a balanced approach of using some traditional and some Roth, and some taxable accounts, it does offer some flexibility. It makes withdrawals out of nest eggs a little bit more complicated, but not really. You just withdraw certain amounts from certain places each year. Like, that's it. Or maybe you withdraw all traditional first, then you withdraw. There's tons of withdrawal strategies out there. I'm not going to cover them today, but maybe you withdraw all traditional and then all Roth, right, later on in life, because there's no required minimum distributions on the Roth. So having the multiple accounts does give you more flexibility on where you can withdraw from. So once again, plan out your retirement years, understand where your money's coming from, and it can make a lasting impact. The final thing I was going to say and talk about today was please consult a financial planner. Retirement planning is necessary. Like, people a lot of times will just jump into retirement. Like, I'm just going to retire. That's not a great plan. I would say it's an okay plan if you are like a pensioned employee, like you're getting a pension from your employer. I'm going to do an episode of this in the very near future about some varying like Social Security withdrawal strategies, right? Like should you take it early or should you wait the years and let your amount build up? I'm going to do an episode on that, but in the very near future. But what I want to tell you is that please talk to a financial planner. Please talk to someone that can help you make sure that your retirement plan is pristine. Because the worst thing that can happen is you stop working and you don't have a good withdrawal strategy. You stop working and you don't have a good idea for when you should start drawing Social Security. You stop working and you don't know exactly how you're going to get your income, because you're no longer a W-2 employee. You're no longer just getting paid an income. You're no longer just open up your checking account and there's your money, right? So I tell you, talk to a financial planner. You can run a few different scenarios based on your income, tax bracket, retirement goals, all those things, and help make the best decision for you. So where does this leave you? Well, I'm going to pull it all together with some final thoughts on how you can approach your retirement planning. So the first thing is that Roth conversions can be beneficial. Roth conversions can be beneficial, but they're not this universal solution. So the right choice ultimately depends on your individual circumstances, especially if early retirement is part of your plan. So consider your tax situation, consider your retirement timeline, consider your financial goals. All of those things kind of lump together before you decide on how and when you would convert to Roth from a traditional. And the last thing I'll tell you is I encourage you to take action, even if you're like, yep, I want to convert everything to Roth as fast as I can. Excellent. I just tell you, please take action and do something about retirement planning. Don't let it sneak up on you. Every year that passes, you're 1 year closer to a retirement age. Every year that passes, you're one step closer to you being at that retirement age. So seek tools out there, seek advice, check out other videos on retirement planning, consult with like a financial advisor to build a strategy that works for you. But ultimately, please don't let it just be retirement. Let it be retirement planning. So remember, the best strategy for retirement is the one that is tailored to your unique needs. So plan smart, stay informed, and retire on your own terms. Now, hopefully you got something out of this episode. It's one that is definitely something a lot of people are hesitant of. The tax bill that comes with conversions are never fun. There's no other way around it. However, there are times where converting is good, but I also wanted to talk about some of the times that we're converting is not so good, or maybe just the timing of the conversions are not so good. So keep all those things in mind. Hopefully you got something out of this episode. Now, if you do want to take control of your finances and ensure you're on the right path, even for those retirement goals, and you need someone to sit down and help put that personal plan together for you, a financial coach may be just what you need. So go to thefinancialmirror.org, hit book now, and schedule a free consultation with me today, and we will get you on the path to your financial goals. If you do want to give an extra dose of support to the stream, head over to thefinancialmirror.org/shop. Pick you up some awesome Financial Mirror gear. Truly appreciate everyone tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share this video. If you are listening on a podcast platform of your choice, don't forget to subscribe and leave that 5-star review. Till next week, continue improving the one thing you can control, yourself. Peace.
Well, that wraps up today's Financial Mirror. Join us next week as we continue to work on ourselves, change our mentality, and to commit to achieving the success we always envisioned. Regardless of your platform, help us grow as a community. Please like, subscribe, and share with the people in your lives.